Okay, we're
I'm,
live
like, dealing with a
officially.
cold,
We are
though.
back with a brand new episode of the beloved hit podcast, the Rust Belt Boys.
We're so back. We never left.
Official
Even
endorsees of the
Rami
JD
Mills
Vance for
is
Senate
back from the
campaign.
dead. He's been gone for like 2.5 years, actually 3 years now. He's
Well,
back.
I've been back for this entire election cycle.
Well, Buckeye has been too lazy. He streamed on election night when we were all dooming at the beginning. I said you were going to have a meltdown at the Bernie Moreno event when he lost. He ended up winning by like 5. So,
Yeah, what's
I don't
going
know.
on
Hey,
with
you
the
ended up
Rami
being-
GLP beef, dude? You guys were like beefing.
I
Not
was
really.
kidding, dude. I'm kidding. I'm not doing beef.
Yeah, you were.
don't think it was
Rami
serious unless he
literally
took
did
it
a
personally.
McDonald's mukbang on my last stream. Okay, he's good. He's good.
That's about as serious as it got.
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
not entirely sure if Josh was taking me saying that I would beat him in a primary seriously.
Also,
I don't
yes,
think
I
those-
understand. I look like a hipster. That's the goal. We need more hipsters in Republican politics. We also need more punk rock people in Republican politics, which is why Rami is here.
More like metal, but I'll take it.
Whatever. I don't know the difference. Okay, I really
You'll
don't.
learn.
You just insulted half the like rock community, dude.
I know, dude. It's over. I'm cooked. I'm gonna get it. You're gonna get a bunch of mean comments. Don't worry. Take the comments to my channel. Don't throw them at Buckeyes. But
No,
we got
give
a
'em to
lot
me.
to talk about today because we got some new appointments. We got some. Bob Casey's doing his thing. He's refusing to concede the Pennsylvania Senate race.
He's
And
going
a lot
schizophrenic,
go-
losing his mind.
Yeah, dude, we got a lot of stuff going on, not just in the Rust Belt, but across the great United States of America. That Donald J. America was just reelected president of,
To a third term.
and I was the only one to vote for him. I'm kidding. You guys.
You won
guys-
3 terms, dude. This is the third time
Yeah.
he won.
I know you guys voted for him in spirit. I was the only one who could physically vote
In
for him
spirit
without-
is crazy.
I was the only one who could physically vote for him without committing voter fraud. RJ
Thank
did
you
his
for
job,
caring.
and Buckeye, you did some phone banking. I know.
I did. This is true.
Hey,
Was
you
it like
campaign
in
for money.
Ohio? The phone banking?
No, you can phone if you phone bank for like the national campaign. You can make calls to like swing states even if you don't live in
Oh,
them.
yeah.
You have to download an app though.
Yeah, and RJ,
Buckeye and I are-
you got Bernie Moreno over the finish line and got rid of that kid on election Twitter who responded to one of my posts. Actually, he was like,
Dude,
having a
I
melt-
I completely ruined any hopes he had of ever being relevant. I was
Who?
like, you idiot, Mahoney's gonna be like R+5 at the end of the day in this presidential, and I ended up underestimating Trump by a lot.
Mhm.
And I told him that Michael Ruley was gonna win by like 30 percentage points, and he was like, no. The
Wait,
Warrens are gonna
wait,
be super low
that
turnout."
dude, the
Nah,
gay dude?
who are we talking about?
Like Zach from Youngstown, whatever. his
Oh,
name
that
is.
guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
is
live
that
in
the
the
gay
same
dude?
city.
Is that the gay dude who made that cringe
Dude.
ass immigration post where it was like, if you're from
Yes.
northern states, you can't care about immigrants?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
ratioed him because I was like, yeah, dude, people in Western Ukraine can't care about the war because that's basically what it is. That's basically what he was saying. So
Yeah, basically.
yeah, it's woke. A lot of woke people lost this year, which we can say is a massive W. A lot of woke areas, and then we got a lot to do though. We got a lot of DEI districts to redraw. We've got a lot of woke people in positions of power that need to be taken out by based people on all sides. We got Tulsi's going to the cabinet, which is a massive W. We're also getting, it looks like Matt
Do you want
Gates.
me to pull up a list of all the
Yes,
cabinet positions?
Matt Gates. That's one I wanted to talk about because he's annoying as hell in the House, but he's good on immigration. So I'm all for him becoming Attorney General.
I
It
feel
gets
like
him
you
out
would
of the
kill him at
House
day
where
two.
he's just a prick. He's annoying to everyone, and puts him in the Attorney General's office where he can just ban immigration, basically.
True, but how are we getting him through the Senate?
I heard
Everyone
that
except Murkowski
sounds like-
and
sounds like there's recess appointments. Trump's gonna
Okay.
appoint it during a congressional reset, and he's gonna just label them acting, and it's a workaround. He's just gonna okay. I heard Mike Johnson's also got something in there where he's got a Mike Johnson
always
can
has something up
basically
his back
null
on
the
his
Senate
sleeves.
appointments. Yeah.
He's
Mike
always got
Johnson can
something
basically
up
know.
abnormally short sleeves. And yes,
What's
that's a
good,
height
Buckeye?
joke.
What's up, Gen Z?
Are we
Yeah,
all
I was
taller
thinking
than,
the same
Mike
thing though.
Johnson?
Oh, look, it's Gen Z Patriot, the guy who flew up to Milwaukee for election night. That's crazy.
Buckeye,
What's it called?
I know
I
you
was-
and I are taller than Mike Johnson.
Oh yeah, we totally are.
I'm
Isn't he?
6'1".
He's like 5'6" or something, isn't he?
He's 5'8".
Oh.
Yeah, Gen Z's pretty tall. I met him like last.
No,
That was
talking
1
about
week
We're
ago.
talking about Mike
Feels-
Johnson.
Why does that feel so much longer than a week ago? the
I know. I
election?
was thinking the same thing. That
I
election
agree.
night feels like 2 weeks ago, if not more.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, the Matt Gaetz appointment is based. I saw the same thing that GLP was talking about, which would be really good.
Wait,
All right, how
you
do we
saw
feel about
what?
Rubio?
Wait, what were you
How the
saying?
recess appointment, how he could just basically get them all in without confirmation.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what we're gonna do.
I know,
because
that's what I was saying.
Trump's actually using power this time because that's what it's sounding like he's gonna do.
I have a feeling
Yep.
that they're going to try to go about it the usual way, and then if that fails, because I feel like there's going to be a decent majority of the cabinet that's going to be fine to get confirmed through the Senate. But I feel like there's going to be
Yeah.
people like Gates that he's not going to want to back down on, that he's just going to have to recess a point.
Oh, GLP, what did you think about the Hovde thing? He said that the election was rigged in Wisconsin.
He didn't necessarily say that. I watched the whole video. He said there were a lot of questions he had, and he was going to wait until all the votes were certified to see what his plan is next. He never said he thinks the election is weird. He said there was some stuff that was fishy about it, which were like the fact that, because yes, there were precincts that had 100, and we can talk about this, by the way, on YouTube now about that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. We're fine.
No. So this is what I wanted to talk about, because in Wisconsin, there were some precincts that had 140% turnout. Now, I know that sounds like, how is that possible beforehand? But same-day registration exists, and so it is technically possible for precincts to have over 100%.
That's such BS.
I know. But the issue with that is those precincts literally were only in Milwaukee. Not in Waukesha. And then the argument I get from that is just, oh, Dems had a good outreach. If it was just Dem outreach, why didn't you see that same thing happen in Dane? You only saw it happen in Milwaukee because Milwaukee is a mess. Their election system's a mess. Now, there was going to be no way for Hovde to like overturn this. He lost. But what I think he's probably going to do is he's probably going to sue the city of Milwaukee to make sure shit like this doesn't happen in the future, is my guess. But yeah,
And then
Baldwin is going to the Senate. There's nothing Hovde can do. It's unfortunate. He was a very good candidate, ran a very strong campaign. I did call on him to concede yesterday because I think that would be a good idea. I think leaving it up in the air just kind of makes up, especially given the situation in Pennsylvania at the moment.
They stole it from him. He probably
What?
won't become.
No, especially given the situation that's happening in Pennsylvania at the moment, where Bob Casey has lost and is refusing to concede. It's not really the best look for us to have a guy who lost by a point officially coming out and being like, it was stolen from me, especially given Kerry Lake's probably going to be doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
Listen,
but Kerry Lake
Bob
actually lost.
Casey
He
hasn't
didn't.
only lost the election, he lost his damn mind.
Yeah, so I called on Hovde to concede. Like, even if you think it was stolen from him, there's no way that he would get it overturned. But I think what he should do is be like, the way Milwaukee reports, the way Milwaukee does this shit, it's a mess, and he should take the city to court. That's what they should do.
Also,
The lawyers should get on it at the RNC. They got us so many wins recently in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, and all these other states. They should get their asses out, and they should help Hovde sue the city of Milwaukee to make sure shit like this doesn't happen. Because that is where the issue was.
how does Trump win all these states but the senators lose? And like, I get like there's some voters.
That's
GQP
called
fraud.
split ticket voting.
He just
I know,
has
there's
free
some
ticketing.
voters.
GQP fraud.
There's some voters, but like at the same time, I have a hard time believing like 8% of people in Nevada are voting for the Democrat and Trump. That's just
Well, no, here's what happened in Nevada, which is funny. Rosen she won and Harris lost Nevada. She got less votes than Kamala Harris did. You know why that is? A lot of low propensity Republicans, especially a lot of these new Hispanic voters who came out to vote for Trump, only voted for Trump and then just left the rest of the ballot blank. That's the reason a lot of these people lost. That was the case that happened in Nevada because a lot of these like more
They're
working
dumb
class
idiots.
Hispanic voters came out for the first time to vote for Trump, and then they just voted Trump and then turned in the ballot. That's the main reason
Yeah, you're
Brown. Yeah,
Makes
Nice.
that's
So
the
would
main
you
reason
like a
people like Brown
Democratic
lost.
sample ballot? No, I'm here to vote for Donald Trump.
Votes for Trump, leaves the rest of the ballot blank,
They're cutting
refuses to elaborate.
Yeah, and this
further.
is an issue too. And this is something we really tried to harp on in Wisconsin, and we didn't do the best job on it clearly because Hovde didn't get by. We did very good in the House races, except Van Orden. He only won by like 2.
Well,
I think
he's
we
also
should,
an alcoholic.
I think we
That's-
should probably get a primary challenge because that guy clearly cannot win that district or is
Oh.
not suitable for that. Trump
Alcoholics
won the
Anonymous.
3rd district by like 7 to 8 from what I saw, and
I
Van
saw-
Orden won by like 2. So we need someone else in that district. Maybe Hovde. Maybe run Hovde in that district. He's
I
probably-
saw this report that Elon Musk pledged to like spend tens of millions of dollars to primary every Republican that doesn't go through with the confirmations.
The only time there should be exceptions to that is if it's like a state like Maine.
Yeah, like Susan
yeah,
Collins,
and
if
that's
she votes
another
against
thing.
some of the appointments, that's not the
Hovde,
worst
yeah.
thing.
That's another thing. Potter D Gamer in chat. Amazing name. I'm not sure if that's on your birth certificate, but whatever. Yeah, Potter D Gamer. He said if it wasn't for third party, Hovde probably be in the Senate right now. Yeah, it is true. The Tammy Baldwin campaign was sending out literature for the Libertarian Party and for the America First Party, which was run by, from what I've seen, a registered Democrat.
That has to be election interference.
That exactly. We need to go after these people. First off, the Libertarians, we should do what we've done in places like Colorado, and we should make an alliance with the Libertarians. That's what we've done. We're like, okay, we'll give you these policies that will,
Or
like,
just ban them.
Yeah, just ban them.
well, banning them doesn't really work because then they're just gonna run as independents. So that's the issue. That's actually what the Libertarian in Wisconsin did. He actually ran as an independent because the Libertarians lost their ballot access on the state level.
Good.
So that's the issue.
No,
You
I
have to
I
make-
actually kind of agree with you, GLP.
Mhm.
I think if you
That's
look
what we
at-
did in Colorado. And look,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
flipped the
no,
House seat.
And
in
also, there
Colorado.
were a lot of like libertarians who voted for Trump. Like
Exactly,
Chase,
yeah.
Chase Oliver
Chase
wasn't a
Oliver
great
sucked.
candidate. Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
Trump actually reaching out to libertarians probably got him at least 0.5% in a lot of these swing states because libertarians just collapsed all over the country.
That's true.
No,
And
so-
like,
guys,
And like,
While
here's the thing, you
while
guys might
Republicans
think-
don't have to like cave on every issue and be like, "Oh, we're libertarians now," I don't think it's the worst idea. Like in the future, to reach out to them and actually maybe
No, 'cause that's-
maybe not
Trump did
campaign
that.
with them.
This is
Trump
what
did that.
being
Guys,
a big
yeah.
tent party is all about. It's
Describe-
about
describe
reaching
this
out to
voter.
these other people. It's about reaching out to all sides of the aisle, including the libertarians, including the disaffected progressives like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK, including to an extent the neoconservatives like the Nikki Haley's of the world. You want to reach out to everyone because
no,
that
we
is
don't reach out to those people.
Hey guys. Describe this voter. Gary Johnson, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
Probably a lot of
There's
people
actually a
in, like,
lot of those.
Utah.
Those are just
Yeah.
people who were like kind of skeptical of Trump in 16.
That's
and
my
then-
grandpa.
There's a lot of people in
My
like
grandpa
Utah.
did that.
All
My
right,
grandpa
describe
didn't
this
hear in Ohio.
voter. Describe this voter: Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris.
Feminist.
Probably
A
someone in
feminist
an inner
suburbanite.
city somewhere. Something like that.
Someone who really just wanted a female president, but when it came down to having to choose between 2 old white guys, they chose the one that wasn't functionally retarded.
Yeah. That's my cousin. That's what he did.
He voted for Harris.
Yep.
No, but we got to talk about the new coalition. It's insane. We've got Hispanics are like 50-50. Well, no. Harris won them by 6. She only won Gen Z Hispanics by 1, though. 1.5. So,
Dude, Zoomer Latinos
Yeah.
are coming out in droves to vote for the
Mhm.
Republican Party.
exactly, dude. And
Wait, who was that guy on Instagram? Latino Zoomer. Do you guys know him?
isn't he a griper or something?
He was a Latino groiper who got outed as a pedophile.
Okay.
Yeah, he's leading the movement. Listen, he was a
Average-
Latino,
average
a groper,
grocer.
and a Zoomer.
Okay, maybe I don't really
Like a
want
show.
that. If that's I like how we're talking about like Hispanics moving right, and that's the guy you bring up. You know,
yeah,
like
he
there
was
must be
the one
some weird in
responsible for
chat that
that.
like clips this that is like, this is what the Buckeye Politics YouTube channel is using is, and then you're gonna get
Listen,
canceled
I'm not
from
saying
Ohio
we run
politics.
pedophiles. Listen,
Gomez
alright?
is single-handedly responsible for turning Mexicans to the right after the
Gomez Media.
Gomez
dude.
Media, your encyclopedia.
That's crazy, man.
All right, let's talk about John Toon.
Mid. I don't think
agree.
I don't think he's that awful, but he's just mid.
He's pretty
He's
terrible.
mid, but he's gonna be less mid than McCarthy.
Honestly, though, it's looking like Trump's going to do a lot of stuff through executive orders, so it doesn't really matter. And to be fair, Murkowski, Collins, and that Curtis guy in Utah, and also Cassidy. Don't forget Cassidy; he's still in there.
Curtis is a jackass.
Also, don't
Luke,
forget Cassidy, dude. Cassidy.
Luke, how would you feel if like 2 months ago someone said that the only Senate swing state we won was Pennsylvania? Does
We
that
won
sound
Ohio.
realistic?
Ohio,
Well, that wasn't really.
Montana.
Well, dude,
Yes,
if
they
you would
were.
have told me 3 months ago we were going to win any of those seats, I would have been like, whoa. Because I thought like the ceiling for a
Ohio,
while.
everyone knew we were gonna win Ohio.
No.
Mm.
I had Moreno losing up until like a week
The
ago.
GOP, I found the tweet you made. It was like we're more likely to Wisconsin's more likely to go red than Ohio.
That's what the polling was looking like, dude. Okay, I trusted the polls too much.
Because you didn't learn anything from 2016 or 2020.
Well, 22, they all
Bernie Moreno is a
overestimated
great
Republicans. Look, in 2020 they overestimated Dems. In 2022 they overestimated Republicans. I kind of just like thought, okay, maybe they fixed it now. They didn't.
No,
They didn't.
main populace just said, how are Republicans racist when they just elected a Colombian used car salesman? Correction.
God,
He's not a
please.
used car
I wish we
salesman, he's a
ran
new
Matt
car
Dolan.
salesman.
Matt Dolan would have won by like 6, and we would
I
have had
don't
enough
give a
money
damn.
to
He
give them.
sucks.
He's going to be your next senator now that Vivek's not going for the open Senate
No, he's
seat.
not. No, he's
Yes.
not.
He is.
Just wait. It's going to be some random jackass.
It's going to be Dolan, and I can't wait for Dolan to be in the Senate. It'll be a Moreno
What are we
Dolan
doing if-
delegation. It's going to be like the McCormick Fetterman delegation.
Remember how in like 2022 I was like a Fetterman Trump voter.
No, Fetterman Mastriano, right?
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, Fetterman Mastriano.
Well, there was a Biden Mastriano House district. To be fair,
Which is insane.
That's crazy.
But
Not
what are we
U.S.
doing if
House
Matt Dolan
district,
gets
it was
appointed?
Pennsylvania
like a
State
state
House.
house, yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing if Matt Dolan gets appointed?
I told you earlier, we're storming the state capitol in
Well,
Ohio.
that was about Jane Timken.
Dude,
That was
this
about
is
Jane
Yeah,
live.
either or.
I wouldn't recommend saying this
All right.
live, dude.
No, I don't care.
Especially
Governor DeWine,
if
if
we're
you were
gonna
listening.
consider having
Guys,
guests on
guys,
in
it's
the
fine.
first.
Trump is
in-
president. He can just pardon me. We're gonna be
That's
fine.
true. Campbell just
Exactly.
pardoned Buckeye.
And me. Listen, all right, we're storming the Ohio State Capitol if Governor DeWine appoints
I disavow.
Matt Dolan or Jane Timken.
Breaking
FBI
news:
listening.
Bernie Moreno intern says that.
Oh shit, you're
If
right.
DeWine
Never
has-
mind. In Minecraft.
No, I'm
Breaking
dead
Breaking
serious.
news:
Already know Ohio
millionaire
State
from
Capitol.
California, mega donor, says that we should storm building. Never Dolan.
What
Shut
kind
up,
of donor?
Rust Belt.
Never
Rust Belt,
Dolan, he sucks.
how did all your shitty candidates go in 22? By the way, how's Senator Walker doing? How's
Herschel
Senator?
Walker was just a horrible candidate.
How was Senator Laxalt?
honest
How was
here.
Senator Master? How's
Laxalt
Rep-
was
Hey,
good.
hey,
How
relax
is
about your mouth.
Representative Blake Masters doing right now?
Oh, I like Masters too.
Nah,
Why would-
Masters should have won, dude.
Masters
He
should have won.
No,
Like,
it should have
Hamide
been
is
Toma.
objectively not a good
No, it
candidate.
should have been Toma. Toma.
Toma?
He was like-
I don't know anything about him other than like Sunbelt politics really liked him, so I don't know.
So no.
No,
just
because
vote no.
Masters and Ob were both idiots. So like Toma was like the third candidate.
Well,
so
one of
just-
them was
No, I like
Muslim and
Masters.
the other was Christian. That should be the obvious choice.
Toma's also Christian.
Didn't Trump
And
win that
Obama's an
Muslim
American
city in
citizen.
Michigan or whatever?
Yeah, Trump
Dearborn.
won the Muslim
Yeah.
vote. I'm like 99%
Dearborn.
convinced.
Yeah,
like if
he
he won
should have
Dearborn,
second.
if he won Dearborn, which was like 88% Biden last time, he's gonna win. He's gonna win the Muslim vote.
Well, Jill Stein also came in second. in Dearborn,
I know, I saw that. That was nuts.
which is incredible.
Kamala.
No,
Harris-
Mastriano should not run for Congress. I would.
No, Mastriano's gonna run for governor again, dude.
We
Didn't
should
you
not
see his
reward.
tweet?
No.
We should not reward the following people: Carrie Lake, Doug Mastriano, Mark Robinson. Who else?
I'm happy McCormick
Also, guys,
won.
I got a dip.
I don't know. We should reward those people. Mark Robinson, Mastriano, or Lake. All of them suck.
Listen-
They all need to just leave. Nobody cares. You went woke, especially
dip,
Mark
okay.
Robinson.
Bye,
He should have dropped out.
Robbie.
He should have been
I
forced
wanted-
to drop out
Let
after
me say
that.
one
shit.
last thing. Dave McCormick needs to be the new National Republican Senatorial Committee chairman.
No,
He
it's
should be, at
already
least.
Tim Scott.
I
Tim
know,
Scott
but
guy.
Dave McCormick actually knows how to win, obviously.
Hello.
Well, yeah, but he's
Well-
only been in the Senate for he's not even been elected to the Senate yet because
I don't
Casey's
care.
Casey is Mark Elias. It's probably going to go to the Supreme Court, and McCormick's going to win, but it's going to be stupid as shit.
I don't know about their actual politics, but Hovde looked the most based Senate candidate.
Oh yeah, he did, dude. He had the aura to him. He had everything going for him.
He had
Bernie Moreno just looked exactly like who he is.
I do think we'll probably net gain a Senate seat in 26. We'll lose the House, but I think we'll net a Senate seat because Brian Kemp's going to run.
We're not gonna.
And-
lose
We're gonna
the
pick up a
House.
few governorships.
No, that's.
I'm
we should
not
actually
sure about
talk
a
about
few.
that. We should
I
actually
think we
talk
might-
about that.
In a
'cause,
good year, we might get Kansas. Lori Kelly's term limited, and I think we might get Arizona. Because,
We can get. Okay,
but
guys, I
that
do
might
have
be
to go.
about it. And we'll see about Wisconsin. But Michigan, we're not getting. Pennsylvania, we're not getting.
Bro, Mike Rogers almost
Hold on,
took it.
guys.
though.
I'm gonna dip. I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay.
all
Okay,
right, so yeah.
Bye bye.
sounds good.
Ooh.
No, we should talk about the House actually, because if you look at their Ohio is redrawing our maps for 2026. The South is gonna sue to get rid of the DEI districts. So actually, Republicans are gonna probably net at least a couple of seats in the House, basically automatically, kind of like what happened with North Carolina.
This is kind of
Yeah.
a crazy. This is kind of a crazy take, but I kind of like having a super slim majority in the House because then it holds the leadership accountable.
No, it just makes Republicans look like mentally
No,
ill nut jobs.
It holds them
because
accountable.
they vote out the speaker every time. That's the reason we only won the House by this much, by the way, because they saw Republicans oust a speaker and have all this every day it'd just be chaos in the House, chaos in the House. The voters pay attention to that shit,
Did we?
and that's
did
why.
did we lose any seats though?
Yes,
Yeah, we lost a couple.
we lost. Let me find a few. Give me a sec.
Who?
We
how
lost
many seats?
Mike Garcia went down.
Oh, he did.
Lori Chavez
Yeah.
DeRemer is gonna lose.
Yeah, Chavez DeRemer is gonna lose. Who else? Duarte Steele's probably gonna lose. Looks like Duarte might edge it out.
Edge.
And we missed out too on a lot of these appointments because a lot of people were open to voting new candidates, but they saw the madness that was happening in the House, and they're just like, no, I'm not going to vote for a new Republican.
How
I'm
many
not going to vote that stuff in. We missed out on a lot of pickups. Ohio District 9 barely lost. Maine District 2 barely lost. Districts let me find another one.
How many seats did we pick up?
We gained 2 in Pennsylvania. We gained the 1 in Michigan,
The one
we
in
gained the one-
Colorado.
Colorado, and
That was a
we're gonna flip Alaska as well. That's guaranteed. 91% in. Begich is up 3. He's at 49, and the Alaska Independent Party is all voting for him in round 2. So. Because it's a
Good.
far right independence party. They're all voting.
What are
and
the,
even if
what are
none
the
of them
chances
vote
Jer-
for him, he's still wins.
What are the chances Jared Golden runs for Senate or governor, and then we flip Maine second next cycle?
It sounds like he's probably going to go for governor because he likes Susan Collins, and he's probably
Okay.
not going to endorse in the Senate race. And yeah, so Collins is probably going to get by again because she's very popular. Well, the funny thing is she's not very popular. She just has a good ground game, and people kind of like voting for her for some reason. I don't know. But he'll probably get the governorship. I think run Austin again in Maine second. He'll probably flip. We'll probably gain a couple seats, but it's just
forgot Maine's trends.
Don't forget Maine's trends.
Maine's trends. Susan Collins is going to get by, but that's because I was talking to some people in Maine. They seem to think that Collins is going to edge it out. Like
Do you guys think Kelly Ayotte in New Hampshire is going to draw a Republican seat or no?
Oh, 100%. Boston nationalist. He actually knows people in New Hampshire politics. Even certainly, especially given Republicans now have a supermajority in the state House and state Senate. They gained a shit ton of seats. It came out of nowhere, by the way. Like Republicans were expected to maybe people were like, oh, maybe they'll hold their majority. They didn't just hold it; they expanded it by a hell of a lot. Like they got 16. The state Senate is now 16 Republicans to 18 Democrats. State House is 210 Republicans to 160. They have an absurdly large state House, by the way. Just I don't know why.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's currently 210 Republican, which is over half, to 160 Dem, and about half of the races are uncalled. They also have these flotiaral districts. It's a mess. Where basically there's multi-member districts and they're still tabulating them, but Republicans are going to get like half of those, so they're probably going to end up with 230-ish out of 400 seats in the state house. So they're going to win, and Kelly Ayotte is in favor of mid-decade redistricting, so we're probably going to draw a seat that we can flip in New Hampshire, which is good.
That was a lot of words that I didn't understand.
Okay, to simplify, we've got Kelly Ayotte is pro mid-decade redistricting. Republicans now have a large majority in both houses of the New Hampshire legislature, and there's going to be a Republican-leaning district in New Hampshire now in the House.
Okay, that's good. Okay. I get it.
There we go.
Have you seen Utah's gerrymandering? It's unlike anything I've ever.
Dude, didn't they break Salt Lake City into like 4 districts or something like that?
Yeah. That's what
It's
they might
fine.
do with
Yeah.
what they might do with Cincinnati and Ohio when they redistrict next year.
Nah, just let the Dems have that seat. Like, it's gone.
No, it's actually really easy to do in Cincinnati, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see. They might not even do
Isn't
that.
there like a
but
law that stops them from doing that or some shit though?
maybe, but there was an issue to issue 1 failed, so Republicans have a lot more leeway now in Ohio.
Yeah.
I could see them getting maybe relegating Cleveland to 1 seat. Like that's probably the best case scenario. You just get Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus seats, and that's it. That's probably
And then Captor and Sykes will be gone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like the craziest thing I saw this election was Amendment 4 in Florida failing. That was crazy.
Well, no, it passed. It's just had to be 60%.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think those
know,
are
but
kind of
it failed.
stupid, though, to be. And a good friend of mine, a Canadian friend of mine, pointed this out that we should, when it comes to those ballot measures, either don't do them or they should have mandatory voting for them. Because, I don't think that
Mandatory
you should be having those
voting.
questions unless everyone's voting. I think it's stupid.
But everyone did vote. It was on a general election.
It
for
wasn't, though.
presidency.
Presidential turnout is still only 70%. You're still not getting
Okay, well
everyone
you
to
can't
vote.
force people to vote.
Well, then just don't do ballot measures then, because you're not getting the actual opinion of the electorate.
I'm
You're
not
getting
against
the
that,
opinion.
actually.
Yeah, you can never
not
get the
having
full
ballot
opinion.
measures.
That doesn't make sense. You
That's
can
what
never get the-
Australia does. Australia, when they do ballot measures, they have mandatory voting.
You can never get the full opinion of the electorate. That's not how it works. That's the same with anything.
Then don't do ballot measures. It's that simple. Just especially binding ones. Okay, if it's a non-binding one, I understand where it's would you support the government doing this? If it's that's I'm totally
That's the
fine
dumbest
with
thing I've
that.
ever heard. Because you
No.
can't force it.
No, that's fine. You can do non-binding, so it's more of a poll that you put on the ballot. So it's do you think the government should do this? And then say yes or no. Like that,
Okay,
I
I mean,
can
I'm down
understand.
for
But if
that.
it's
I mean-
binding, it shouldn't.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't see
down for
reason
that.
to
I
use
mean,
it.
abortion would be banned would be banned in more states. So I'd be fine with that.
Especially, it should definitely not be binding if like 60% is the threshold. Like, come on. Like if 56% of people voted like against it, I don't know. That just seems weird in my opinion that you need 60% to pass something.
What are these people doing? Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I think they need to make it harder to vote and get less people to vote.
Well,
Thank you for that, Gen Z.
You're welcome. What the fuck? There's something. I'm driving right now, and there's something like crazy happening.
Okay, main populace. Luckily for you, the district they're gonna draw is gonna like include everywhere that Asian lady doesn't live. So it's probably not gonna be her. They're probably gonna run like an actual decent candidate. And here's the thing: they literally let that psycho lady win the primary because like the district was so blue that it didn't matter. So that's the only reason like they allowed her to win.
She came pretty damn close though.
So
Yeah,
in Maine,
because she got like 6 million in donations in the last week because of her debate.
Wait,
That'll
so-
do that. If you get like 6 million in a house
Yeah, well,
race,
yeah.
that'll do it.
wait. So in Maine, I have a question. So in Maine and Nebraska, are like you know how like Trump gets like one vote in Maine and Joe Biden or whatever gets like one vote in Nebraska. So are those like districts just congressional districts that vote for each president?
Yeah, they give each congressional district gets one electoral vote, and then whoever wins the state at large gets the 2 votes from the Senate votes.
That's actually good. I think that's actually good.
No, that would be a mess if they had it nationally, because then it would just be like swing congressional. That would be awful, dude.
That'd
would be a mess.
crazy. That'd be
Dude,
crazy.
like, Buckeye, imagine that if they voted by congressional district.
That would be
dude.
it's okay for a couple of states,
Especially
but the
with
whole country.
gerrymandering. That would be
Yeah.
awful. Like with
That'd be
gerrymandering.
insane.
No, with gerrymandering, that'd be awful. Because then you could effectively that's an awful idea. Because you could effectively gerrymander a presidential election, which
That'd be
That-
good for Republicans.
it doesn't matter if it's good for Republicans. That's awful for the American system, and it delegitimizes the American system. If one party could just gerrymander their way to victory, it's like it's the,
That'd be base.
No, it's like when
No.
people said JD Vance won in Ohio because he gerrymandered the state.
Bro, we need to get this. We need to get Trump to do this immediately.
If Trump has the courage.
If Mike Pence has the courage, we'll have a gerrymandered presidential election. All right.
one thing I
well,
think what I think this election shows though is, and this is a kind of hot take of mine, I think we should go full proportional for the House. I think first past the post is just a mess because like I don't know. I just think that like the whole congressional model, I mean, it works to an extent, but it's just I think first past the or proportional would just make it way more simple, and then we'd know the winner a lot quicker too, because then we just have like all the votes coming in at once, and it wouldn't be like, oh, this district just found like a bunch of ballots just sitting in the street, you know, like. We're getting a lot of that in California. You know that, Buckeye, where they just keep
Oh, yeah.
discovering new ballots. It'll be like an empty room, and it'll be like, oh, there's a whole pile of ballots in here.
They do
Take
that
a
in
look.
every election.
Only in
found more
California now.
ballots.
You're actually right. It is.
No, I think we should do proportional. I don't see a reason why we shouldn't. I think it works decent, and then it also gives third parties the chance, you know, to maybe get a couple
Is
seats.
there anything in the Constitution that like says it has to be the way we do
No,
it? Or
nowhere in the Constitution. Pennsylvania, I believe in the 1800s for a bit had it wasn't proportional, but they just had like the whole state was a list, and then the top like however many seats in the House they got, the top people on the list would get seats. So Pennsylvania had that for a while. I think recently, like it's kind of just been agreed upon that it would be like that. But like even places like New Hampshire and their state assembly have those districts, the like multi-member districts. Like there's no reason there's nothing in the Constitution that says it has to be first past the post. That's just kind of like agreed upon. I think that ideally should be part of a Republican administration, should be to repeal first past the post. And this is something that other right-wing populist parties around the world support. This is a big tenet of Nigel Farage's party in the UK. They want to move to a fully proportional system in the United Kingdom. Because looking at it in these European countries, the right-wing populists have won because of these proportional systems. Like, look in France. In France, Marine Le Pen's party got like 42% of the vote, came way ahead of everyone else. They still came in third in the legislative elections because first past the post. First past the post just sucks. And not to mention the UK, where Reform UK got like 20% of the votes, and the Lib Dems got like 14% of the votes, yet the Lib Dems got 90 seats, Reform UK got 6. So,
Wait,
you know,
Luke, what's RFK's like thing gonna be? Is he gonna?
I'm
get
not
one-
sure. We'll have to see. I don't think he ever promised him a position. I thought he just said he'd like advise on positions, but we'll see. He might get like something health. He might get like the health czar position, I heard too. That might
What
be.
about FDA? Is he not gonna get FDA?
I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Because I heard like Trump and RFK were saying that they're gonna move the FDA to Guam and make it like 10 employees, so it's pretty much in effect like not a thing anymore.
Barry Stanton should be the next prime minister. So true. Is Buckeye just dead or something?
No, I'm here. I'm just listening.
I see.
But
But
yeah,
look, Barry Stanton, dude, should be the next prime minister of the United Kingdom.
RFK said that
Isn't he still banned, or is he back?
Yes, he is.
RFK said that they're gonna move the FDA to Guam with like 10 employees and
Yeah.
just like get rid of the administration.
Yeah, Trump almost won the straw poll in Guam, so may as well.
That was when, like, I think things started to look good. That and Dixville Notch were like, okay.
No, then the Puerto Rico straw poll was like 90% Harris, and people were dooming
Oh,
it.
I didn't even see that.
Puerto Rico. I don't think those straw polls mean anything.
I think the turnout for that straw poll was like awful. Though.
Do you remember when Biden lost the primary in like
It's
America?
funny though, because the
Who do you-
biggest opposition party in Puerto Rico now is now the pro-independence party. So like the Trump, the comments at Madison Square Garden is making the Puerto Ricans want to leave. You know, I'm all for it. Go away. We don't want you.
You know, honestly,
no,
like,
There was like that random dude that won like the primary in like some state in like
American Samoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that against Biden.
what was that dude's name? I forgot.
I just looked at it like yesterday, I think.
No, what was this? It was Jason Palmer.
Oh, Jason
Yeah,
Palmer.
Jason
That
Palmer.
guy.
dude.
Yeah,
I
did he
thought it was
lie?
funny.
And did
No,
he
I
lie
always
and
made
say
the
like
joke,
he was a
'cause there's
celebrity?
no way CNN had like an image of him saved. So like they probably had to like rush frantically to find one when they projected it. You know?
That was the funniest thing because everyone was just going crazy that night.
Yeah, there was no way they had an image of him saved. You know, Bloomberg,
Whoa.
Bloomberg, just Bloomberg. Bloomberg Buckeye. You know Bloomberg?
All right.
Mike
Wait, is it-
Bloomberg.
Is this a Rust Belt Boys episode?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. We need to bring back the Rust Belt Boys podcast.
Well, that's what this is technically, but I don't know if this really counts.
Yeah, we need to professional. I think we need to plan this better. Like,
We're just talking
Yeah.
about the most random shit.
dude, we have to make it format. Just rename the stream. Like, just rename it to.
Goofy
Hang out.
Osprey.
No, just bring it back to like pilot episode. You know.
Yeah, it's in
Don't
beta.
do episode 1. Just do Rust Belt Boys pilot episode, and then the next one can be episode 1. You know?
No, we're on episode like 16 right now. Oh,
No,
wait,
we're
no,
restarting. This is season 2. Get it
Oh,
right.
season
Timothy.
2. Season 2.
Season
Sorry.
Come on, just change it to Rust Belt Boys.
I will.
without pilot. You know you can change it. in
I can't do
studio.
it live. Shit.
You
I know.
can. Yeah.
We gotta get like Gomez Media on for a Rust Belt Boys.
Gomez
episode.
Media, your encyclopedia. I'm a big fan of the Gomez report, of the Gomez Encyclopedia. I read the Gomez Encyclopedia nightly, in fact.
Me too. Every night.
Dude, he should write a book.
Also, how come GOP Josh beats everyone? Because like every time someone's in the news, GOP Josh will like on his Snapchat post a picture that he got with. Is there
I
anyone
know.
GOP Josh has
That
not
dude
met?
just spends money flying to these places.
Like, dude, he's met everyone. Like today, like Matt Gates got like appointed. He was like,
I saw that.
"Oh,
I saw
next
He's
that.
not
he-
supposed to
I saw
face
that.
shaking hands with Matt." It's like, is there anybody he hasn't met? Is my question.
I saw that, bro.
I know. Is there anyone he hasn't met?
All right, I
It's a
gotta go. I'll
legitimate-
see you guys.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, you had a suit on, so I assume you had to go somewhere.
Oh. What
Haiti is
what
more of
guy.
a floating pile of garbage. I wonder if he meant to say Haiti and then he accidentally said Puerto Rico.
No,
but
I don't
then-
think he would go that far because, like, Haiti is kind of.
I have a feeling. I think he was probably gonna say Haiti, but then he was like, "Oh shit," and then he just caveat it is Puerto Rico. It's funny. The county with like some of the most Puerto Ricans in America though is Allentown, Pennsylvania, and it swung towards Trump by like 4 points. So
Same
I don't
with,
think they
like,
really care.
Osceola,
You know,
right?
it turns out that Puerto Ricans who consciously left the island to move to the United States probably don't have the best opinion of Puerto Rico.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. I know it's crazy. It's insane. Yeah, it's not fair that Republicans can get 40% of the vote in California, but less than 20% of the seats. Yeah, that is why we need proportional. That's what we should have. And I don't see any reason we shouldn't have proportional. It also gives third parties a better shot at getting in. Obviously, they won't be getting a bunch of seats, but they can get a couple, and then like people can actually feel like their vote matters. Because in first past the post, it really doesn't. And the only argument against that is you take away local representation. Does your congressman actually represent you? They represent 700,000 people. What's the difference between a representative and a senator of like Wyoming? In fact, your representative represents more people than the two senators in Wyoming do. You know? They don't represent you. They're not accountable to you locally. And like there's really no difference between like a representative or someone who just represents the whole state. There really isn't that big a difference. You can always go to someone who represents the state, and that'll still be there under proportional. So,
And can't elected like congressmen do stuff for people that don't live in their district as well?
yeah. So it's
Yeah,
like
so it doesn't really
takes away
matter.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, you can. It doesn't matter. So that's like the biggest L I've ever heard. And like it's like, oh, what about individual campaigning? Yeah, the parties can do it. Like that's what happens anyways. Like all these arguments, just like they don't make sense because like there's very rare that like unless you're someone like Brian Fitzpatrick that you represent solely a community, but like those are so rare that we should base our entire political system around one-offs like that because there's only very few situations where there's people like that, and makes sense. And I guess like there's the whole thing of the party would have to pick the people on the list, which I mean kind of unless I could see a primary system for that. Like say a state like Georgia, they would have 16 or how many House seats? They've got 14, so they'd have 14 people on the list. They could have like a Republican primary where like the people who get the top 14 get on the
Like
list.
vote
Person with-
getters.
yeah, person on the first who gets the most votes is first on the list. You know, things like that, and that would also keep people, you know, in kind of line, especially with like the primary voters, because if you would fall too far below on the list, good luck winning that seat. You know what I mean? So you'd still be accountable to the voters. It's not like you just get in no matter what, because like if you don't do too good, you're going to fall further on the list in the primary. So. You know what I mean, Buckeye?
No, I kind of get what you're saying. Like, I mean, I don't know how it would work, like exactly.
I might
like,
have to do a
actually
full
getting this
video
created,
explaining it.
but I mean, it'd be a huge shift from what we have now. But I do think there's upsides to it.
I think I should, no, because I did the math. Republicans would have narrowed, and it really wouldn't change much because Republicans would have won the House in 22. They would have won it again in 24. Would have won it in 20. Dems would have won it in 2020. It just makes sense, in my opinion. And people are like, "Oh, it's popular vote. I'm scared of the popular vote." It's like, bro, if stuff was a popular vote, the campaigns would be run completely differently. Like, I'll fully admit, if 2016 was a popular vote election, Trump probably still would have won because he would have known what to campaign on. He wasn't campaigning to win the popular vote, which is why he didn't win it. You know,
Yeah.
So. 2024, he actually tried to win the popular vote. He went to places like California and New York, and guess what? He won it. So that's how it goes. And I think people don't seem to understand that, like, just because he didn't win it in our timeline doesn't mean he wouldn't win it. But enough schizoranting. I'm not sure how much longer you want to do this for.
Like 10 more minutes, I think.
Okay. What else is going on in the news?
I don't really know, actually. I haven't really looked at anything other than the cabinet appointments today. And then,
When is the Young Turks meltdown video coming out?
dude, I don't know. It's supposed to be this week, but there was
Yeah,
already one that came out, but it's
Well,
not
yeah.
by the original. So
No, but the Dom Pesos one is.
yeah, that one hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, that dude's amazing. What's going on?
He said on Twitter it would be like this week, I think. So probably like
Mhm.
tomorrow. Like a year ago, I would have rewatched the 2016 one when I was like eating dinner all the time. It was so nice. It was
Oh
funny.
yeah, that video is amazing. I'm just looking. Bob Casey still will not concede. Like, holy shit! Like, what is Bob Casey up to? Bob Casey needs to be locked up or something. I don't know. He's
Off the
just,
steel.
he's got that stupid map too. He brought out. He's gonna bring that out and be like, "There's still a few provisionals left. If we, you know, screw it. I gotta do this using Wisconsin as an example. You know, okay. Here's how Hovde can still win, guys. Okay, here's how Hovde can still win. Okay. You guys want to see this? This is so back. We're so back, in fact. Okay, this is horrible. Okay, but yeah, guys, this is how Hovde can still win. Okay. So look at this map of Wisconsin. Okay, see Milwaukee right here. Okay, we're gonna assume Milwaukee's gonna shift or wait. Shoot, I forgot that my microphone, okay, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work at all because I forgot that my microphone is where the audio is coming from. So, yeah, this was awful. You couldn't hear me at all, could you?
No, we could.
Barely, probably.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, not like great, but I could hear you.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that because it doesn't work that easy. Puerto Ricans don't even need to go through the immigration. Yeah, it's true. They all just come here to get away from it.
Yeah, they don't even like Puerto Rico.
Yeah, if they liked it, they would still be on the island and voting in that straw poll. Which is why Trump did so bad in the straw poll. I wonder how Jake Paul voted in that straw poll because he lives in Puerto Rico. Well, we know how he voted. He voted Trump. But he made that whole video endorsing Trump. So, isn't he fighting Mike Tyson this weekend or something?
Yeah, it's on Friday.
Isn't Trump going to that?
I have no idea. I mean, probably.
Is it at Madison Square Garden?
No, it's in Dallas, I thought.
No, Trump, because both Mike Tyson and Jake Paul endorsed Trump, so we should go and kind of be like,
It'd be a good media moment.
What?
It'd be a good media moment.
Yeah, no, because I heard he was going to go to the next UFC at Madison Square, whenever that is. So we'll have to wait.
Did you see that the CEO of Polymarket got his phone seized by the FBI?
Yeah, they're trying to shut down Polymarket because Polymarket predicted stuff better. Because we're told Polymarket's trash, and it had some of the most accurate results outside of the Senate races. They sucked on the Senate races, but we don't need to talk about that. But no, Polymarket had some of the most accurate predictions out there, and these people, they're trying to take away your Polymarket. They don't want you to be able to gamble all your money away betting on elections. It's over, dude. The woke mob is trying to shut us down.
Did you see that Vance has a positive approval?
Yeah, on the exit polls. Yeah.
No, and Economist did a poll today.
Let me look. Can you
It's on
send
political polls? It was half hour ago.
Political polls?
JD Vance at 47% approved. That's +1. Trump is at 49% approved. That's tied. Harris is at 47%. That's -4. And Biden is at 42. That's -15.
Trump is tied, and this is The Economist.
Yeah, 49-49. Trump's approval.
Was it political polls or interactive polls? Because political
Political
polls
polls. It was from
political polls hasn't posted in 20 hours. So
no, it
can you
says
send it?
47 minutes ago.
At politics polls.
No, P polling numbers. Is it the same name, just different handle?
Oh, there's 2 political polls. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's why.
I see. Okay, I got it. Damn. Trump is tied in favorability. Honestly, though, kind of the boost, like when you get elected president, usually you get a boost, though. Like Biden got a
yeah.
boost. Trump didn't get one in 2016, but I think it was just because of the shock. Because this one was more expected. So presidents usually get a boost after they win. So
Well, Biden was like plus 10 favorability until Afghanistan.
Well, no,
Well, it was going down
that
a little
was in
bit
the
before
official.
then, but yeah.
People like Civics had him down since like February, since like late February 2021. He was down. I gotta look at what Civics was saying throughout the whole time. We gotta look back at. I remember I used to be addicted to Civics. Yeah, I'm gonna share it because I always be like, "How's Civics looking?" That's what I would be looking at. But yeah, you can put this on. Kind of want to see. Yeah, so like, yeah, damn. Look at look at when he dropped out of the race, dude.
A huge bump.
But yeah, now it's kind of collapsing. His worst day, it appears, was like, gotta find net approve. Worst day for net approve was on July 7th of 2022. That's when like the gas prices, that's when gas was like really going up.
Yeah, I remember that, dude.
Dude, imagine if the midterms were in July of 2022. And then he was going slowly back down until he dropped out. Then he surged, which is kind of hilarious. But no, they had Biden below water since May of 2021. So I think that was mostly just like the mainstream media polls kind of showed him doing a lot better than he actually was. But I think that's enough for this stream, though, because this was not planned at all. We had like no plan.
Yeah, well, we just kind
He
of
has
ran
no
some
plan.
random stuff.
He has no plan, but
We have
'Cause
concepts of a plan, okay?
and we don't even have the music, dude.
What music?
You used to always have music in the background. Like, look at your runs you did with the Minnesota guy. You had music, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's not official. This is just the pilot episode. Okay?
Oh, it
So-
was night driving. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I'll get
Okay.
this stuff planned out. I'm gonna make like a actual
Yeah.
schedule for the next one, which
Okay.
will be in 2 days on Friday because we gotta do it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday was generally the schedule we
We'll
agreed
try
on.
to, yeah. Like I said, I might
I
have to
can
miss
do
a
the guest
couple, but-
hosting if you can't. Remember that too.
Okay. Yeah. I gotcha.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching this amazing channel, the Buckeye Politics Perspective, with featuring Gen Z patriot Rami Mills for a little bit, but then he had to leave. Me, I'm kind of more of a side guy.
What a lineup, dude! Like that is those
is
are
the
some
lineup.
classy
We
individuals we
missed
had
the
on this stream.
Minnesota guy though. We missed the
I
Minnesota.
miss him too, dude. He works all the time now. It's kind of sad.
It's very unfortunate because I'm off for like a month before we start working on the Supreme Court campaign, and this time Dan Kelly isn't running, so we might actually.
Dan
win.
Kelly.
Yeah, I didn't do any
That's a
work
blast
for him, by
from
the
the
way.
past.
Yeah, I didn't do any work for him, by the way. And even if I knocked 100 doors for him, he still would have lost because he was a piss poor candidate and he ran his campaign. I don't even want to think about him. He was awful. Brad Schimmel is not perfect, but he's a lot better. And here's a quick rant I'll do about the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. We have 2 rounds, but the first round only has 2 candidates running in it. So the 2 people are going to advance to the second round, but there's no reason to,
Well,
I
yeah.
don't understand. So it's just like a preview of the election, basically. That's all it's going to serve as. Like, Buckeye, it'd be like if in the summer they just had like an election where it was just Trump versus Harris. as like kind of a preview. You know what I mean?
Like,
Dude.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like it's a mess. Wisconsin,
Oh, well.
get your elections figured out. But yeah, thank you for having me on. Thank you to Rye Guy and Maine
All the
Populist
people in
and
chat.
Michael Shepard and not Rust Belt. I'm not a big fan of Rust Belt elections, because he's a big China hawk. And, you know, I'm paid by the CCP. And Izu Toga Trash and Potter D Gamer and StreamYard itself for hosting this
Yeah,
platform.
thank you, StreamYard, for letting us do this. We appreciate it very much.
Also, I'd like to thank Rye Guy for mentioning Bloomberg, because Bloomberg runs all of us. We're all owned by Bloomberg. Also, best pollster of the year goes to Bloomberg, by the way. You know, D+7 Nevada, very, very realistic. You know, a 10-point miss, as one does. Who else? Selzer. Selzer also gets an honorary position.
Oh yeah, Selzer, dude.
D+3 Iowa. Atlas Intel was obviously awful because they're a Brazilian pollster. Did you know they couldn't even predict David McCormick winning?
Sad.
The only two races they got wrong were the Pennsylvania and Arizona Senate races. They had Lake winning and David McCormick winning. I mean, Bob Casey winning. Those were the only two races they got wrong in the whole country. Interesting. Puerto Ricans don't even need to go. Oh, yeah, I read that already. Yeah, Barry Stanton. God bless Barry Stanton. Make him prime minister. And if you oppose Barry Stanton, I will be very disappointed. And GOP Josh will be very, very disappointed. Especially GOP Josh, though, because he has a House seat for life. He is going to win once Mike Carey retires. Josh Licklider is going to hold that seat until the day he dies. Matthew does mapping. Hello there, y'all. I see the guy who said, "Let's deport paleo-libertarians" is back. Great to see you both. Was that me? Did I say that?
Probably at some point.
I don't know. I skizz around a lot, so I probably did say that. Let's deport paleo-libertarians. I still live by that. But I'm a big tent party guy now, so you know they can stay, but like they'll be
Only if they vote Republican.
Yeah, if you vote Republican, sure, but if you don't, I'm gonna attack you. Yeah, who is Matthew does mapping? I assume his name is Matthew and he does mapping, but I could be wrong. I could be assuming. I don't want to.
He's on Twitter. He's like Crack Beaver on Twitter. He's like a libertarian.
Oh, that's this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend Mr. NATO had a temper tantrum. Because,
Yeah. There was drama between them.
They had a falling out, and Mr. NATO was crying. He was literally crying on Discord over this.
That's kind of funny.
Not figuratively, literally, water coming out of his eyes over Crack Beaver. Yeah.
Crack
Yeah.
Beaver.
This is like a revelation. Yeah, he was, whatever it was that happened between you guys, he was very disappointed.
Oh well, you can't win them all.
I don't know. This is too much ET drama for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
We're too terminally online.
This dude's like, bro, what's happening? Yeah, he did. He was literally crying over you for something. I don't know.
Is Mr. NATO still on Twitter?
No, he's on Discord though. He's a fascist now. He's like a
Of course he is.
all these people are fat. Like Red Maple Politics is a not. Well, he always was.
He always was.
He used to do it as a LARP, but now he's actually one.
Dude, everyone leaves Twitter and goes to Discord. It becomes like an
They have me in that
fascist.
Discord as they have me in that Discord as a token liberal, which is funny. Yeah, everyone else in there is outside of Old Dominion was in there for a while, and then he left because he didn't want to associate with the far right. He called me far right too. He said I was a far right liberal because.
Is that why you put National Liberal in your bio?
Yeah, oh no, that is ideologically what I am. Because I'm very close to someone like Geert Wilders, who is a national liberal. That is generally what my. Which I hate the whole ideological stuff, but realistically, if I had to choose one, I'd be closest to national liberal. Because I fundamentally believe in liberalism and secularism and things like that, but I also am not a globalist. I like closed borders and nationalism. So close to Hoppy Rothbard. That is too terminally online. I'm sorry. Hoppy. I know Hoppy. Everyone talks about Hoppy.
Hans Hermann Hoppe.
Doesn't he hate democracy? That's all I know.
Yeah, he wrote a book, Democracy, the God That Failed. Every libertarian I ever talked to has told me to read it. I have not, though.
Libertarians exist in real life. That's crazy, dude.
Well, online. I should add that every online libertarian has told me to read that.
What makes being a national? Well, a national liberal is not a globalist. Okay, so like national liberals basically have like the liberal position on like supporting like human right, like kind of like basically
You have to
the
be a
founders.
liberal to support human rights.
Well, no, the founding fathers are a good example of national liberals because they had like ideas of republicanism and secularism and like kind of more so like individual rights, things like that. They were socially liberal for the time, but at the same time, they were nationalistic. They weren't going to just let all these migrants come in. They weren't globalists. They were staunch protectionists, for example, on issues like trade. So they kind of take a more small government approach to most economics, not all economics, but a lot of economics, but take a more socially liberal stance on some issues. But at the same time, they're very nationalistic in that sense. So the founders are a good example of national liberals. French Revolution to an extent, though the French Revolution went
that's a bold
way
take.
too far.
That's
way
a bold take.
I'm just saying it went way too far, which is why the American Revolution is much more. I think the French Revolution started off kind of national liberal, but then it went to like communist. So not quite communism.
No, it was pretty close, to be fair.
Well, no, I'm just saying my ideology is not communism.
The Jacobins, like, yeah.
I'm just saying, yeah, I said it started off.
Yeah, I know. No, I
that's
get what
what I
you're
was
saying. I'm just providing.
It turned
context.
out communist. Yeah, no, we disavow French Revolution. Napoleon was great for France, by the way.
This is true. Napoleon.
It was.
You think you're so great just because you have boats?
We don't need to talk. That movie. I hate that movie.
That's
That
a great
movie
line.
ruined
though.
Napoleon.
That's a fantastic line. That's a piece of cinema.
Who thought it was a good idea to get the guy who played Joker in the movie Joker
To play
to play
Napoleon.
Napoleon? I mean, they were trying to make him seem like an incel. But, you know. Are you basically one of those people who are conservative on small businesses and liberal on big businesses? To an extent, honestly, yeah. I think we should regulate big business, but I'm not like a socialist about it. You know, I'm not like one of these people who's like, we need to kill Walmart or something. Me or Luke J. Gagnon? No, he was crying over you, dude. He was. There was something. I don't know. You guys got in some beef or something, and he was like crying. He was literally crying. He was like, I don't know what I did to Crack Beaver. And we were like laughing. And we were like, why is he getting this pissed over Crack Beaver? That's the only reason I remember it, because I remember he was crying over someone named. I don't remember. You think I paid attention to the details? All I knew was that we were making a.
Yeah, tell me all the details. Why exactly was he?
This was like a year ago or something. Huh? Like, you think I just? This is the stuff I like. Just like put away. This is not scripted. I was
Trump
on here
picked
expecting
Kash
to talk
Patel
about the
for
Trump
FBI
cabinet, not
director.
to talk about Mr. NATO drama.
Mr. NATO. Trump picked Kash Patel for FBI director, apparently.
That'll be hilarious. I
No,
wanna see
people are
that.
saying that online. I don't know if that's
It's gonna
true.
start smelling different at the FBI. I can say that. So will Ohio's governor mansion likely.
No, Vivek's gonna be in the Doge or whatever. He's not gonna run.
No, he's gonna run for governor. He's gonna get bored of that after 2 years, after doing literally nothing.
Maybe.
I'm all
I
for
don't
it, dude.
know.
I don't live in Ohio. If I lived in Ohio, I'd vote against him. But being an outsider, it's the same thing with Malai. Like, I would have voted against Malai if I lived in Argentina, but I think it's a funny experiment. You know, that's how I see it with Vivek.
Mhm.
It'd be a funny experiment to see him run a state. I kind of want to see how he'd do.
All right, I gotta go. It's been fun streaming with you. This was a solid like pilot. I mean, we kind of got off topic and stuff, but I think
But
that
yeah,
we still.
we're gonna be actually.
Yeah.
You know what we're gonna do next stream? We're gonna like turn off. We're gonna not read the comments until like the end. How does that?
Yeah.
sound?
No, that's smart.
Mhm.
All right.
That sounds good. Okay, adios,
Alright.
chat. If you
See ya. Thanks for watching.
yes.